And I'm sure you guys know about the elderly woman that was...
Oh my God, that was horrifying. That was horrifying.
And the suspect is a young white male with a nice complexion and blue eyes. Is that you?
This is the mother of 17-year-old Gavon Ramsey. For the past 10 days, Gavon has been terrorizing this small Ohio neighborhood, committing robberies, carjackings, and murder. One that officers are about to expose in front of his own mom.
Evan, do you know anything about it? Is there something else you need to tell us?
You need to actually so I can talk to her.
As this weeks-long investigation continues, detectives will realize that Gavon is no ordinary boy. He has spent years researching serial killers, obsessing over them, and planning out what he believed was the perfect crime. But a series of childish mistakes is about to bring all of it down.
We're never going to see your son again. He's going away.
What do you think should happen to somebody that does that?
The kill someone?
Kills a 98-year-old woman.
I don't know. I think eye for an eye is the best way to go.
Wadsworth is a city in northeast Ohio, southwest of Akron, and a quiet, safe place. A small suburb home to around 24,000 people. But inside Wadsworth is an even quieter Portage Street neighborhood. One that by the spring of 2018 began to be marked by a number of crimes, robberies, carjackings, and most importantly, the disappearance of 98-year-old Margaret Douglas. In April of 2018, Howard Leisure, Margaret's nephew, and his wife were growing increasingly concerned about her lack of contact. So they sent a friend to check up on her, and what he found, or rather, what he didn't, would prompt them to immediately call 911.
Yes, this is Howard Leisure. My aunt lives...
Okay.
And a friend of ours stopped over there yesterday to check on her, and she was nowhere to be found. We didn't know if you found anybody wandering.
No, we don't have any reports of anybody wandering.
We can't find her in the house anywhere. He went in the house and looked through the whole house, couldn't find her. We don't know where she's at. She's 98 years old.
Did she live there by herself?
She lives there by herself, yes.
What's her name?
Margaret Douglas, and she never locks her house.
That last detail, the unlocked doors, tells you everything about who Margaret was and how safe she felt in her home. Born in Akron in 1919, she'd lived through the Great Depression and the Second World War, married an Army veteran named Donald when it ended, and spent the next 50 years in the same Portage Street home. She loved gardening, the Cleveland Indians, and the neighbors who looked out for her. Even after Donald passed away in 2000, she stayed independent and sharp. At 98, with her 100th birthday just over a year away, she had every intention of celebrating it to the max. And although she was a bright, smart woman, the disappearance was concerning. At her age, something as simple as a fall in her home, a remote location, or anywhere she had gone off to alone could prove fatal, which is why in the hours that followed, the search for Margaret only intensified.
We've learned investigators are at the home of a missing 98-year-old woman.
Yeah, there have been a lot of questions about what exactly happened here. We know that a family member was in town right before this woman went missing.
She was last seen April 5th, authorities believe, at her home. She has not had contact with her friend since April 3rd. That's exactly 1 week ago from today.
Unfortunately, the search kept coming up with dud leads. So Howard decided to take things into his own hands as he searched the house himself. And inside he would ultimately find Margaret's body. She had not only been killed, it was clear from the state of her clothing that she had been subjected to something horrific before and after her murder, leaving detectives with two obvious questions: who did it and why? With nothing to go off of at Margaret's home, detectives turned to the one thing they believed this could be connected to: the string of robberies and carjackings happening in the area. Rather than chasing false leads at the crime scene, they decided to pursue these instead, and it would give them exactly the results they wanted. The following CCTV footage would show two perpetrators involved in a trailer break-in that happened after the murder on April 13th, 4 days after Margaret's body was found. One of these suspects made a crucial mistake, leaving their phone behind at the crime scene, which officers immediately found and connected to a young man named Zachary. Initially, Zachary was suspected of the murder, but was adamant that he wasn't involved. Rather, he gave up his accomplice, the one who, according to him, planned everything: 17-year-old Gavon Ramsey. Gavon was infamous as a delinquent, and someone known by family and friends as being mentally disturbed. Detectives now believe that it was indeed Gavon who was involved in Margaret's murder, but believing it and proving it are two different things. So when they bring him in for an interview, accompanied by his mom, cops begin with his string of crimes, rather than the murder itself.
You just want to tell us what you guys were doing and what was happening that night? You're 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we snuck out. Well, I snuck out. He's 18. So we were just walking around. He didn't even drive. Like, we just walked.
Oh, he walked from his house on Euclid?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
And then we met up at Derling, and we weren't really doing anything. Then we went over to the church and climbed on top. And then we went, like, into the courtyard, but that's all we did.
Now, you did more. Unfortunately, you guys have left behind some very telling items, okay? If we're going to get to the bottom of this, let's just make it the truth all at once. Let's deal with it and get it done.
You're 17.
Yeah. You're a kid, so you're not looking at as much trouble as...
And I'm sponge in the future.
Braden. Yeah.
Turn 18 is over.
Gavin, we've had some really serious things happen in your neighborhood and in that area, okay? We had a carjacking.
Oh my God.
And the suspect is a young white male with a nice complexion and blue eyes. Is that you?
No, it's not me. I wouldn't know the first thing about jacking a car.
Well, it's a little more to the story, but, you know, you didn't take anybody's car?
No.
Have you ever used an app called Grindr?
No.
How do you feel about gay people?
I'm not gay.
This question is less about being gay and more about tying Gavon to a very important event. Because days earlier, a 50-year-old local man had reported his car stolen. His story was that he'd spotted a young man limping down the sidewalk in the early morning hours, pulled over to help him, and had his car taken for his trouble. But when police pulled the nearby CCTV, they found things had happened differently. There was no limp and no rescue. It was just a long conversation at the passenger window between the victim and perpetrator. Right before the man got out of his own car and the suspect got inside instead, pressed on the footage, the victim eventually admitted the truth, that he'd arranged to meet the young man on a dating app called Grindr. All he could give them was a description, a young white male with blue eyes, a description that describes Gavon to a T, which is why the following conversation is extremely important, as they use it to connect to Margaret's murder. And if you love watching killers like Gavon realize they're not the smartest in the room, subscribe. That's literally all we do here.
That's okay, but they don't bother you?
No, nobody bothers me.
Okay. I'm you know, some of the victims of these crimes are gay, and I didn't know if it was
A hate crime kind of thing.
Right. They're being victimized only because of their reputation. So we're here, so I'm just going to ask them.
Right.
I'm just going to be straightforward, you know. There's no reason for me to fluff anything up.
Nope.
And I'm sure you guys know about the elderly woman that was found.
Oh my God, that was horrifying. That was horrifying. It is horrifying.
Did you know her at all?
No, other than just to see her out, like on a porch. That actually makes me want to cry. Like, how do you get to be 98 years old? Nobody lives to be 98. It's so rare. And someone else thought that was okay. Like, how does that, I don't know. Like, why does your life end like that?
Gavin, do you know anything about it?
No. Honestly, probably 5 or 6 people.
That you talked to? Is that what you're saying? Is there something else you need to tell us? What's upsetting you so much?
Nothing.
I've been doing this for a little while, and I have a whole gaggle of children of my own, ranging from the age of 26 all the way down to 10, so I'm pretty good with this stuff.
I asked, did you get put in a bad situation? Did somebody put you in a bad situation?
No.
No?
Yeah, let's look at it this way. Honesty is always what's best.
I'm not holding anything back. Like,
Do you you've already gotten yourself in trouble, so.
I know, and I don't even, I don't know what to say.
Is there more? Because you know it all
No,
comes out.
It's not that there's anything more, it's what, dude.
What have I always told you kids? What happens in the dark comes out in the light. That's the way it works. You mess up, you get caught. You make bad choices, you're going to pay for it. So if there's something else, let's get it all out on the table so that we know what we're dealing with.
There's not anything else. It's, I don't know, I'm mad at myself. I'm so mad at myself.
What are you so mad at yourself for?
I was 16 and already had like 5 misdemeanors, and now I'm gonna be in more trouble. I have to go back to court, and I'm done with it. I'm so done with it.
That's fair enough.
Like, honestly, I don't even want to live at home anymore. I don't know. I'm not. I need to live somewhere else. Like in, I don't know, some halfway house or something. I honestly would not care.
There's one thing we can agree with Gavon on. He's not normal. By 17, he'd already been suspended from school for bringing in an airsoft gun, broken into Central Intermediate School, and spray-painted graffiti in a city park. But that somehow was the shallow end of how disturbed he really was, because most importantly, Gavon had been maintaining the following journal. In it, investigators would later find ideas for skits and short films, and in every single one, Gavon cast himself as the killer. In this excerpt in particular, he seems to come up with a particularly gruesome story, or these, where Gavon describes his spiraling mental health and how the only thing keeping him from doing the unthinkable is his mother. And finally, the excerpts that were the most concerning of all, research he'd done on Ted Bundy and Donald Henry Gaskins, describing their victims, crimes, and almost glorifying them. Clearly, this was not the work of an innocent high school student, because this is what he wrote in that same journal at the end of it all. I want to know what is effing wrong with me. Sometimes I just want to go off on someone. It's not even for attention or something. I just want to take someone's life.
What is so wrong about living at home?
No, but there's nothing that they do. It's me. Like, everything I'm putting them through, I'm costing them thousands of dollars. Constant heartbreak. I've honestly probably never made either of them proud. I don't do anything.
Stop cussing.
It's a word.
Well, it's disrespectful.
So you're upset with yourself?
Yeah, I hate myself. That's really it.
You know, the suspicious death of the elderly woman is there too.
God, I know.
That's why I'm saying, you know, I can't imagine you doing something like that. Just interacting with you this little bit, I can't imagine that's in your wheelhouse.
No.
But, you know, if we would come to find out that you're not being honest about something that, you know, puts you back on the list of people to take a look at.
Right.
You know, so it's a serious situation. That's why I want to make sure.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Generally, you know, detectives don't get involved in.
We knew when we saw that BCI, because it was literally facing my office window and it was blinding in the house, and I was like, at first I was like, that looks like a trash truck, but that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when that gets called in, you know. And then I get all scared. I'm like, oh my God, I have all my porch lights on now at night. I have stranger danger issues.
At this point, the pressure of the carjacking, the murder, and pretending to be gay to rob an innocent man seems to be catching up to Gavon, as he makes one more demand before he speaks to officers.
You two actually, so I can talk to her.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Carjacking, it was me, I'm going to be honest about it, but the way that he explained it, that guy, that's not right.
With the room cleared, there are 2 goals detectives incrementally want to achieve. The first is to get him to admit to the Grinder carjacking and the string of robberies that had occurred in the neighborhood, then slowly lead into the murder, because it seems if they aren't careful with how they approach it, Devon might call this entire interview off. So they start with the first.
That Grinder thing, yeah, I have been on it. And this guy was like the first time that this happened. And I told him, like, I was 17 and everything. And I wasn't planning on doing anything with him. It's not my style. I was just, like, he's a 40-year-old man trying to get with a 17-year-old. So I was just going to rob him. It's, like, it's still messed up, but against what he's doing, I don't really think it is. And then the whole carjacking thing, I never even left Overlook. I literally, like, I got in, and he's like, what, should we go to the back seat? I'm like, yeah, sure. So he got out. I sit and locked the doors and hopped in the driver's seat and just drove around, messed with him, and then I left.
So then you got out and left?
Yeah, I didn't damage the car. I didn't.
Well, we knew it was there, you know, when he finally walked somewhere to get a phone, and we knew there was something more to the story that he wasn't telling us.
Yeah, I didn't damage any of the stuff. I just, like...
Do you have his wallet?
No. No, that's... Because I kept asking him, like, I cracked the window of the car, like, because he walked up, doors were locked and everything. I'm like, where's your wallet? And he's like, I don't have it. So then, you know, I opened his glove box and all that. And I'm like, well, show me your pockets. And he's like, I don't have it, but can I have my phone? I'm like, no. And then I turned and he like tried to grab the window and like break it. And then I gassed it and he walked and that's when he left Overlook. And then I went up to like where the dumpsters are, you know where that white van is? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's where I left the car and I just went out. And then the only reason I knew what he was saying is because I heard sirens and stuff. I'm like, that guy's not just gonna leave. Like, why would you leave your car and phone and everything? And then I downloaded the 5.0 radio and I was listening. And he said the kid was trying to get a ride to Elm Street and he like came up to my car asking for a ride. Looks like he was in distress or something. And that's not what happened.
Yeah. Why were you on that app?
Really just for that reason, to find guys that are that low of people, I guess.
That want to get with kids.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's karma, really. Like, if you're going to do that, then I'm going to rob you.
And you told him how old?
I was 17.
You told him you were 17? What was his response to that?
He was like, okay. And he was down to meet. So that's when I decided I was just going to take his money and leave.
Did he touch you at all? Did you touch him at all?
No.
Now, where were you at in the car?
I got into the front seat, like the front passenger. Mm-hmm. And then, like, whenever, I didn't even have the door really closed yet. Like, my foot was still out. Just precautions, I guess, if I needed to run. And he was like, should you go in the back seat to do this? And I'm like, yeah. And then he got out, and I pulled my door closed after he shut his, and I locked it, and then he was locked out of the car.
With a confession out of the way for the Grinder carjacking, it's now time to move on to their second priority, Margaret's murder.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all of it.
You didn't hurt that old lady, did you?
No, and that's what I was pissed about earlier.
What were you pissed about?
Because there's actually people that do the video killing the girl. And that's, like, I just said some dark stuff and everything. And, like, I don't know, people know. Like, I'm a dark person, I guess, but, like, I'm not gonna go kill somebody. But people at the they're like, oh, you killed her, didn't you? I really feel like you did. I'm like, no, I didn't.
So people are saying it?
Yeah, and it's making me really mad. It really is.
Did you know her?
No, her neighbor, the old couple, I used to do like yard work and stuff for him, and I think I tried to for her one time, but she said she had like nephews and grandsons that come over and do it for her.
Have you ever been in her house?
No, as far as I've been is on her front porch because I knocked on her door.
How long ago was that?
Oh, that was years. That was probably like 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's no reason that we would find your DNA inside her house because we swabbed the hell out of that house.
You shouldn't.
Okay. I mean, if you've never been in there, then obviously we wouldn't. But, I mean, you name it. We swabbed it. We took it. I'm sure you know we were there all night.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have the results back, and we won't have them back for a while. But do you know anybody that would do something like that?
No, the only person I know that's probably crazy enough to do anything like that is Hugh. He works at Marie's, but I feel like he's more bark than he is bite. Like when I first got hired at Marie's, people were like, you know, I don't mess with you and everything. And I mean, that's the first thing that I did.
Is that his real name?
Yeah, Hugh. I'm pretty sure. And
where does he live?
I don't even know. I found his Facebook the other day.
Does it say Hugh?
Well, it says Hugh, but in it looks way different because he's got just a goatee, clean shaven. Now he looks like he's actually kind of crazy.
What do you think should happen to somebody that does that?
That kills someone?
Kills a 98-year-old woman. Yeah.
I don't know. I think eye for an eye is the best way to go. That's how I look at things. Is eye for an eye.
And your DNA is already on file? I mean, if it makes you feel better, I will give them your name and let them know your DNA is on file, and they can rule you out. Okay, when we get a DNA profile. Would that help you?
I mean, what, for like the lady?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that doesn't bother me.
Well, I think it bothers you that people are accusing you of it.
Yeah, it does, but I don't know. Like, people are still going to say it. It makes me mad because that many people have said it, but I haven't really heard it since, like, it was only the first couple of days since it happened, but I haven't. So, I mean, you can if you want. It doesn't really matter to me.
Well, I think if we get a profile that doesn't match up to anything we've submitted, that they run it through the computer system, and the computer system runs it against all that they've collected from people who've been in trouble in the past. So that's how it usually works. So it would probably get passed over anyway. So.
And with that, Gavon's first interview would come to an end, with him denying any involvement in the murder. In cases like this, where suspects display extremely dark patterns of behavior, a good starting point is always searching their phone. It contains personal data like Google searches, apps, and a digital footprint that can help verify their thoughts and movements around the time frame of a murder. So that's what they searched next for Gavon, after taking permission from his mother, who handed it over believing it would help prove her son was a victim, not a killer, unaware that this simple search will solve the case once and for all. Because the one thing that stood out to officers was a secret folder named Dark. Clearly, Gavon didn't let the edgy persona fade here either, since the password to this folder was literally murder. Inside, they found photos and videos taken of Margaret right before she was killed and assaulted. He had broken in through the back door and recorded Margaret sleeping on the couch. Then he lunged and killed her, and in the hours that followed, did the unspeakable to her, which means detectives now have everything they need to prove his involvement. But before they bring Gavon in one final time, they need to have a tough conversation with his parents, explaining everything that had occurred. So they bring in both his mother and father for a quick conversation.
Hi.
This is Prosecutor Thompson. All the phone contained images of Margaret before and after her death, as well as videos of your son with her. Engaging
From what I'm aware, Gavin was very, very troubled by this. Had you not convinced him to come forward, cooperated, delivering the phone, so there's a sliver of light, and it's not much, but
you might find an old water bottle full of pee in my one son's room. Fortnite, Call of Duty, you can't get up to.
Oh,
I'm gonna be the monster. And I can tell you this, if your son was 1 year older, it would be a lot worse for him. And then I asked him, like, are we talking many, many years of him being incarcerated? He's like, yeah. Wherever he goes, is there help for that? And if there is, can you sign him up for it? He's a good kid.
At 98 years old, just living out her days. And here's my son. My son. And I'm bothering all these people out here. And it's my son.
With this tragedy now fully in view, officers decide it's finally time to talk to Gavon one last time. And right off the bat, he's about to realize that what he's done has consequences.
You sure I can't get you a drink? I know telling me about it doesn't give you much relief.
So more comfortable laying down then? Do you want to take these off of you for a bit? That's up to you guys. You want?
I don't mind. I'm not worried about
A
you.
little bit more comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Can we get some of these off of you?
After taking off his handcuffs, detectives get down to business, starting with how a piece of Margaret's clothing was torn.
Kevin, what happened to you, Margaret?
Hurt.
Alright?
There was a bit of an altercation. Like, she wasn't up whatever she was going to.
So did you kind of wrestle with her then?
A little bit. Like, just off the couch.
On the floor? And torn then? And you said you don't remember if she was bleeding at that point. Were you in her house for a little while before you woke her up?
I mean, I came up onto the porch, and I didn't even know what I was going to do. And I looked in the window and everything. I don't know, I felt like going into a house is like the biggest adrenaline rush I could get, I guess. So then I tried the door knob and that just happened to be unlocked.
Was it the front door or back door?
The back door.
Okay. So you went into the kitchen?
Was like the TV on or something? When you went in? I don't think so. Headed up to the house, she didn't hear it or something. Well, she was already asleep whenever I went in, because when I came around the corner, that's where I saw her, and it scared me. Because I didn't expect to see someone right there. So I didn't hear anything. So I came in, like, I opened the door, and I just listened. And then I didn't hear anything, so maybe nobody's home. And then I go to walk around that corner, and I'm still going slow, but I see her, and she's, I don't know, like sleeping or something. And then I go to turn around and hit the chair, and it made a noise, and she woke up.
And she started to scream at that point, you said?
Yeah, because like when I hit the chair, I like turned back around, and I looked, and she was there staring at me and started to yell. And then went for the phone. She already knew what it looked like.
We were trying to get like that when she went for the phone. Is that when you were trying to get the phone away from her so she couldn't call? Did you knock that gal away, or is that what you guys thought with the phone?
It was like a little bit of a fight. I think I threw it under the couch. I'm not really sure.
You guys ended up on the floor at that point?
Yeah, I don't even know where the phone went.
When you say you guys were on the floor, like her gown, the floor.
Yeah, because she was still.
What happened to her underwear, I guess?
I don't even know if she was wearing underwear.
Okay.
Because when she was on the couch, like she grabbed the phone and everything. It was still like yelling, and I don't know if she dialed anything yet or not, but I just didn't know what to do, and then that happened. By the time I even realized what I was doing, it was too late to stop anything.
Now, there's a couple of videos of you kind of peeking over the edge of the couch and videotaping her. When was that all done?
That was on the same night. Why did I lie about anything? That was stupid.
It's okay. So when you went in the house earlier?
No, like I never went to the house before, but like I went in and I was being quiet and everything. And like how it happened, like I wasn't lying about that, but I did, you know, like I turned the corner and did see her.
And you hid?
Yeah, then I hid and I was taking my phone. I was taking pictures to see if she was awake.
I got you.
And then
she saw you?
And we stood up and she saw me.
Did your flash go off on your phone?
I don't think so.
So from there, is that did you tell us the truth about the rest of that? So how long do you think you were in the house before you woke her up?
I don't know, probably like 10, 15 minutes.
How long did you stay there before you put her in the closet?
That was probably like 30 minutes. I just kind of sat there and I didn't know like what was going on. Like I was still in shock from it, I guess. And then I checked my phone and it said it was like 4-something.
This is a lie. Gavon was not there for 30 minutes at all. Matching up the timestamps on his videos alone, he was inside that house for over 2 hours, from 2:09 in the morning to 4:10, before, during, and long after the murder itself. And throughout all of this, he made a crucial mistake. In those same videos, Gavon's hand can be seen wearing a glove. This same glove was found by investigators back at the crime scene, and when DNA tests were ran on it, it would eventually come back as a match for Gavon's, which is something detectives now need answers for.
Is there any adrenaline with that? No.
It was like adrenaline and shock at the same time. So like, 1 second I'm like, I don't know, adrenaline.
Like, and the next thing you know, it's like
with
overload.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what did you do with your gloves when you left?
I threw those away.
Where at?
In the trash can.
At home. Because there's a glove there. Could you have dropped one?
There was a glove there. I guess I did drop one.
There was purple stuff on it. What was the purple stuff that was on there? I get it, that there's a whole piece of this that you don't understand why you do, okay? I understand the whole sexual piece that you don't understand. And I get that. Did the purple stuff have to do with the whole piece that you don't understand why you do? No. And is that the same time that you were taking some of those pictures?
Yeah, and after I took those pictures, I was like, what? That's when the shock set in? Yeah, it's like, what am I doing? So it was adrenaline all the way up until then. And then that whole shock took over the overload. Is that right? It sounds great. I know. It's hard. Confusing. Did you mean to hurt Margaret like that?
No. No.
Or was it just the shock? The shock.
And you said you just started doing it, and by the time you realized that she had died, it was too late.
What else did I do? Is that why you punched the wall at school? Is that main frustration? How did that chunk out of your hand? You don't say it hurts.
Sorry, I think I broke my hand or my pinky. I didn't even care. I was just mad because I finished my test in math, and then I saw a text from that said the cops had my phone. I'm like, great. And then Miss rings. I'm like, that's for me, I guarantee it. I'm looking at her, and she looks at me, and she, like, go to the office. I'm like, great.
That's for the break-in type stuff at the school, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
School stuff.
Yeah, the church, yeah, sorry.
Did you guys go in the church? No. You didn't set off the alarm by messing with the windows?
Yeah. Like,
Were you going to go into the church before the alarm went off?
I don't really know what we were going to do at the church. I didn't even hear the alarms go off. He's like, dude, the alarms are going off. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I listened. I'm like, we should probably go. And we did.
Did you feel weird going out, like, given some cars are trying to break that place, knowing what you've already been through in Margaret's house? That seems strange. Or just kind of like the thought of the past thought. Because it's over, you can't change it.
Was it less of an adrenaline rush?
Yeah. It wasn't.
Was there that same adrenaline when you were on top of Margaret? Did you have that same adrenaline?
That was,
feeling? Or was it a little bit different?
well, like, that you go and break into cars.
Yeah.
I mean, cars is like that quick fix. It's just that, you know what, when you go to open the door handle, it's like, is the alarm going to go off? Is someone going to come outside? So it's like, there's that risk. And then, I don't think, the whole breaking into the house, that was the adrenaline part. I think, I don't know, I didn't even have a grip on reality whenever I did that. What do you think's even going to happen with me?
I think you're going to go to juvenile detention. And you're going to do some time in jail.
How long do you think?
I don't know. I just don't know, Gavin. But I do know that your mom absolutely loves you, and you are a huge part of her world. And she needs you to be here.
That's what I'm most upset about.
But I want you to remember that. I don't want you to forget that, okay? You can't.
I don't, like, it's the only thing that's kept me going. My mom.
She seems like a pretty fantastic lady.
She is.
And she'll she loves you more than anything. So if anybody can get you through this and get you what you need to fix whatever's going on with you, it's your mom.
But that's the thing. I don't know if this can be fixed.
By this point, Gavon is barely holding it together. A later evaluation by Dr. Lynn Jones of the Akron Psychodiagnostic Clinic found that Gavon showed a repetitive and persistent pattern of violating others' rights and social norms, including aggression, property destruction, deceitfulness, theft, and serious rule violations. For Gavon, a lot of this behavior also seemed to stem from early childhood trauma. According to his mother's testimony, he had been assaulted by an older boy when he was around 7 and had been in and out of counseling ever since. And it's exactly that emotional wreckage the detective leans into next.
You seem like a super nice kid. There's got to be something that's making all this happen for you, right?
Probably, but I don't know what.
So you're kind of fixing that now, don't you think?
No, that's made it a whole lot worse.
That's a big weight to be carrying around, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of monkey on your back that you've been toting, and now you're not toting it anymore. Now you get to heal.
You ever told your counselor about any of the thoughts that you have?
I did a lot, and she started with trying to treat the depression first, and it wasn't working for a little bit. I still tried, but I didn't.
No, it's not right.
No, I don't care what happens to me. Like, honestly, I don't. It's what happened. Like, what would it do to my mom? My mom said she couldn't go another day if I died. I'm not gonna kill myself because of that.
So it's more for her, not for you.
Yeah, I don't care about me. I don't.
You do. People care about you.
Other people might, but
it's because you're dealing with so much. That's why you don't. But deep down, you still do. Because people that truly don't anymore, they don't want to do it. You have the heart. That's why.
The night you were out at Margaret's, had you drank or smoked anything? Done any?
No, I was actually sober that night, which is another reason why I smoke and I drink, because I can't handle myself when I'm sober, or I can't comprehend. I don't even know the word to use. My thoughts when I'm sober are dark. When I'm high, they're good thoughts.
Had you ever thought about harming anybody before, or taking someone's life before?
Not planning it out, but oh, I'm so mad I can kill someone right now. That kind of thing.
But you never imagined yourself actually doing it?
No, I could never vision myself
wondering what would you did.
I couldn't, I don't know, some stuff you think about yourself in that situation, yeah, I could see that. And then, I think about a car crash or something, me dying in a car crash, yeah, I see that. Something else that doesn't necessarily involve me dying, or even me being injured, yeah. But I think about me killing someone, I'm I can't see that. I'll be honest, this Saturday, just 5 days from now, I was gone. I was leaving.
You're gonna run?
Because the only reason I didn't yesterday, because I knew my mom just took out my money for my insurance, and I knew my insurance doubled so I had like no money. I just needed gas money to get somewhere, and I didn't care what happened. I don't know, I think I was headed down towards like Tennessee and keep going down through there.
You knew that this was going to come out?
At some point. And I knew if I left, there'd be no coming back ever. And that's, I don't know, I kept having that thought every time I felt like I was ready to actually leave. I'm like, well, I literally can't ever talk to my family again if I leave.
Well, Gavin, I'm glad it's going to stop here. I'm glad this didn't go any further. Because I don't know that you would have been able to change on your own.
No, I wouldn't. And I don't know, I had a pretty clear picture of what the next year looked like if I ran.
Unfortunately, I think you would have hurt more people. Was that in your plan?
I mean, that wasn't in my plan, but I could see that happening. But all I could see was me dead if I ran.
Think we're ready to move along here?
Yeah, can I use the restroom?
Yeah, we'll get you. I'll start take you out. Okay. Any more of that?
Can I leave this?
Did you get fun? Did you get enough of fun?
On November 2nd, 2018, Gavon pled no contest to the aggravated murder of Margaret Douglas and other related charges. On January 3rd, 2019, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus 21 additional years, 10 for aggravated burglary, 10 for kidnapping, and 1 for gross abuse. But in 2021, Ohio passed Senate Bill 256, which abolished life without parole for nearly all juvenile offenders. By operation of law, Gavon's sentence was converted, and despite the objections of Margaret's family, who continue to fight the charge, he will be eligible for parole in 2043 at 42 years old. Thank you for tuning in. Nearly 85% of everyone watching isn't subscribed. Your subscription and support would mean the world to us, so we can keep bringing you more content just like this. Before you go, check out one of our craziest cases right here, or one of my newest ones right here.